Hey traders, Gates here. This is my entire trading plan for tomorrow, as well as some of the trading plans that I have set up for the rest of the week. Press the like button for me. Let's get started. The first one on the watch list for tomorrow will be MRNA. Very strong name, gapped up on Friday on S&P Inclusion News. It's trading just under the $300 hold number and is into the all-time highs. Very strong close here last week. We're going to look for a break over 290 for the run up towards the $300 price point. This is going to give us about a profit margin of 3.45% or so. If we're watching this to the short side, there is a gap area just below, so it needs to absolutely hold up over $280. All right, so as of right now, I don't know that this is going to open up underneath 290. So in the case that it does, 290 will serve as my trigger level. However, if the stock gaps up, whatever that pre-market high winds up being will become my new trigger level. So this is just a simple continuation play, looking for this news and this volume to stay strong in this stock and for this to continue to the top side. Number 2 on the watch list will be NIO, that's N-I-O. This is called a head and shoulders pattern. So it's a left shoulder, a head, and the right shoulder formed on the daily chart time frame. The stock tried to hold up at the 50 EMA, so it tried to bounce here, ultimately failed to hold it as support and pushed back down. So now it's trading below the 50 EMA and really treating it as a resistance. $42 is the level to watch just below. That's kind of where this support area is at, so 42/42.5. So a break below 42, and I think that this probably has room to come down towards the 200 EMA, which is right around $39 or so. So we're watching this tomorrow for a break below 42, especially if the overall market decides to stay red and show weakness. I think that there's potential for this to really continue back down. The third one on the watch list for tomorrow will be Facebook. So this is a case where old resistance here at $340 has become new support. So when it broke over initially, it pulled back, tested this area as support, met resistance at 358, resistance at 358, support at 340, resistance at 358, support again twice at 340. You get the idea, right? So this is forming a range with support in this area, resistance in this area, and we're just looking for a break of the range. Given that it's trading towards the bottom side of the range, what I'm looking for is a break below the $340 price point for the continuation move down. This is in the case that the overall market really stays red. So with these larger tech names, you want to try to trade with market backing as much as possible. So if this decides to, if the market decides to go green and this decides to hold 340 as support, well, then there's a potential that we can trade it long off of this price point for the move back up towards 350. But as of right now, I can only work with what I'm given. I'm looking for the break below 340 for the short move down. These next 3 or 4 charts, actually 4 charts, will be on my side chart watch list. So they're stocks that don't really have confirmation as of right now, but do offer potential, kind of given what they decide to do this week. So first one is Amazon, AMZN. On the weekly chart time frame, big breakout of this range right here, and then has almost totally retraced that move back down. So Amazon does have a little bit of support in this area, kind of based off of where these 2 wicks are at. But if it fails to hold where it's currently at right now, it can come down to 3,500. So what I'm watching for on Amazon this week is some sort of reversal, right? This is a case where old resistance can become new support. I'm looking for either 3,600 to be reclaimed and Amazon to reverse from where it's at right now, or I'm looking for that continuation flush down to 3,500 and then 3,500 to be validated as support. It's a side chart because I don't know where this is going to bounce at, right? The adage goes, you don't want to try to catch a falling knife. It's clearly in a downtrend. So until this starts to reverse and move back up, I don't plan on touching it. But when it does, I will be ready to trade it. ZM is the next one on our side chart watch list for this week. So it is in a downtrend. However, it has recently reclaimed this 200 EMA and this 50 EMA and pushed up to the top side. So resistance at 400, that was expected. Nice pullback, trying to hold this 50 EMA now as support. So it's got a little bit of hesitation in this area. We'll see if the 350 whole number can validate and this to start to move back up. I think a break over $370 will be the confirmation for me. So I will patiently wait to see what this does in this area, and then once it breaks 370, or if it breaks 370, we'll be ready to take a trade on it. SNOW, S-N-O-W, recently broke out. Nice big breakout move right here, and then did nothing, right? It kind of consolidated for a couple of days, retraced the move all the way back down, but has now had a couple of days trying to hold up the $250 whole number as a level of support, and that's also going to be your 200 EMA. So it'll be interesting to see what this does from here. If you get a daily candle to close below 250, there's no trade. I don't see anything here. I don't really care what this does back below the 200 EMA. However, if it reverses off this price point, all it needs to do is really start to make higher highs again. So a break over 254 or 255 will put this back on radar for us, and we can look to trade it to the top side. Microsoft. This name actually has been quite strong despite, the recent market movement. I mean, it hasn't fallen much, but to be honest, Microsoft doesn't really move much in general. So this one's definitely a side chart for me because I don't know that this is something that I really want to trade, given that, it just has been chopping around recently. But this is a range that's been forming. So support's at 280, resistance is at the high at 284. The RSI down here is way overblown. You're about to get a MACD signal cross, and that all leads to a potential reversal. However, the stock is strong. It is, or has been, pushing up into new all-time highs. So set alerts at 284 and below 280, and whatever way this decides to go outside of this range should give you a directional play, either down or up, depending on how it moves. Roku. This is kind of, well, it's almost a make or break point for this stock. I think it may have room down to 390. It's trading right here at $400, literally right on the spot. So 400 was a previous resistance, broke over, tested as support, nice bounce up, pulled back, tested as support again, and we're right there at that price point. So if it continues to move down from 400, I'd be curious to see if it holds up at 390. Otherwise, if it holds 400 as a support, a break over 410 should give this the momentum it needs to push back up to the top side. In the grand scheme of things, I mean, this kind of honestly still looks like a bull flag, given the most recent move that it made, right? So I'm not trying to write this one off just yet. I want to see what it decides to do at 400 and if it can reclaim 410 this week. If that's the case, we'll look at taking it long and putting it on the watch list. The last one is Apple. So I know it's pulling back. Big breakout of the ascending triangle here on the daily chart time frame. The stock still really looks good right now. I think we would be pretty dumb to not set alerts at 150 and watch that over this price point. So this is still breaking out of the ascending triangle, still has potential to reverse and make new highs. It just needs to get over 150 first. So make sure that you have your alerts set there, and look at taking a position if and when it reverses to that price point. All right, so quick recap. We've got MRNA, NIO, Facebook, ZM, Amazon, SNOW, Microsoft, Roku, and Apple, all potentially making the watch list. Some of them even making the watch list for tomorrow. Make sure that you go chart these out, create a plan, prepare to win, because if you don't create the plan and you don't look at these charts yourself, then you're going to have no idea what to do when it comes time to actually take the trade. All right, so I hope the video has helped you out. Push that like button for me. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and I will see you all in chat tomorrow. Thank you for your time.